Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, I'm Dr. Wan. So in this video I will talk about how to record your video for your final year project presentation. During this pandemic situation, I believe many of your lecturer have asked you or will ask you to submit a recorded video as a tool for them to evaluate and gauge your performance in a particular course. This is also true for final year project presentation. For FYP 1, you have to submit a proposal and final presentation. For FYP 2, you have to submit your progress and final presentation both in a recorded format. In this video, I will talk about 5 things. First is about type of recording. Second is about hardware. Third is about software. Fourth is about recording environment. And lastly is about editing, the post-processing after you do the recording. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, first is about the type of recording. You can either record yourself live or you can do a voiceover. Example of live recording is what you see just now when I did an introduction. What I did is that I shoot myself in front of the camera and then create a video outside of it. Another ways of doing a live recording is by doing the actual presentation and asking somebody else to take a video of you doing that presentation. For example,
incorporate into the polygon matrix that I explained before.
As you can see, for this method, you need to have a projector so that your slide presentation is visible to the audience. However, not everyone have the projector at their house. So you can also do a live recording by using a whiteboard or a mahjong paper at the back of yourself and try to explain it like this.
Using this DNA. This will be known as double-stranded complementary DNA.
So that's basically cover the live presentation part. You can either talking in front of the recording video or you can ask somebody or use your own smartphone to record yourself giving a presentation. For the FYP, you can use the first method that is talking to the camera when you do the introduction. However, you cannot use this method throughout your presentation because you have slide to project. To project that slide, you need a projector and not everyone have that. So I believe most of you will go to the second type of recording, which is the voice-over. Voice-over here means that you narrate the slide or give the audio to the slide while you playing it. In industry, people have long used this voice-over method in order to give an audio for their animation character. For example, like this. However, for your FYP, normally you do voiceover on the slide. If you Google around, you will find there are FYP students from other university uploaded their FYP presentation on YouTube. For example, like this.
Terrestrial animals combined. Nowadays, there has been increasing concern about.
But then, how do you actually do a voice recording while playing your slide? There are 3 ways to do that. The first is explained in this clip. Even if you don't know anything about screen recording software, it doesn't mean that you cannot prepare a recorded video to be submitted. Let's say you think that it's too much for me to learn about this recording software and so on. The minimum you can do is that you set up your phone and your laptop. You put your presentation slide inside the laptop and then using your phone, you move the slide like that and then you narrate. So the phone will capture not only the video, the slide that you play, but also your narration. Done. The second method to voice over is by using the screen recording software. Whether you know it or not, fortunately, PowerPoint have this capability. You can play your slide while do the audio recording on top of it. Once you finish the recording, you can save it in MP4 and submit it. And for the third part on how to do a voiceover, let us see this clip. You can also do a voiceover while taking a video. This is particularly useful if you have a very complex mechanism to explain that cannot be presented well by using image or word alone. For example, if I want to tell you where is my room, I just say go to E5, level 2, and then go to academic staff common room, open the door, and then step inside for a while until you see Dr. Ma'an room. So turn right, and that's it. That's my room. So that's basically conclude how you can do a voiceover. For FYP presentation, which one you should choose? For introduction part, you can choose to talk in front of the camera. But remember, for this FYP, you need to submit a recorded slide presentation. So you need to have slide there. And for that purpose, I believe screen recording is the most convenient and the most easiest. Why? Because everyone have PowerPoint, and PowerPoint have the capability to record your audio and also record your video, the slide itself. Personally, for me, the most difficult part among all of this is to try to talk in front of the camera. Bear in mind, when I'm doing this recording, I'm not talking live to any person. So it feels weird, but still you need to maintain eye contact with that webcam. Plus, you need to remember what you need to talk. When you open the YouTube, you see somebody can talk very fluently, very confidently in front of the camera. Either they are very gifted or they use a teleprompter like a newcaster. You can try it yourself. If this is the first time you're doing it, like me now, it feels very weird. Oh, one thing about screen recording I forgot to mention, if you use a PPT, the PowerPoint, to record your video option, either you can turn the camera on or off. If you turn the camera on, you need to make sure you have enough disk space in your laptop or in your computer, because the file size will be bigger than when you turn the camera off. So you see, talking in front of camera not only is difficult, but also it take up more space. However, bear in mind, talking in front of the camera is the most engaging method among all of these. So the choice is yours. The second part is about the hardware. In order to do a recorded presentation, you need to make sure your device have the video and audio capability. And for most people, this means the computer or their laptop. For a video, it's about your slide and your webcam. You can turn the webcam on or webcam off. Like I said before, it's up to your preference. But you need to project your slide. Normally about the slide part, there are no problem. You are used to prepare slide. However, remember, even if you have a brilliant and best slide in the world, if there is no audio, it will not considered as a recorded presentation. Because think about it, if you have a slide alone, then better you just email it to your lecturer or examiner. A recorded presentation mainly because of your audio, of your narration. That's what makes a difference. People can read the slide, you can send them the slide, but what we want from you is the explanation of the slide, and this explanation comes from the narration, the audio part. For audio part, there are two components to it, which is a speaker and microphone. For a speaker, I think there are not a problem, because you know that your speaker is not working when you don't hear anything. After all, when you do recorded presentation, a speaker doesn't really matter much. The most important component is the microphone. Most of us are unaware about whether our microphone functioning well or not until one day you go to the online class or online meeting just to realize that other person cannot hear ourselves. So it's very important for you to make sure your microphone working before you even do presentation. You don't want to present in front of the computer like this, talking for 30 minutes and suddenly realize that, oh, my microphone doesn't functioning, and you just like a slide presentation without the audio. Before we go further with the audio part, I would like to remind you that you can prepare your recorded video using either your computer or your smartphone. With the computer, you need a specific software. PowerPoint is one of it, and I will discuss other software after this in part 3, which is the software part. But I just want to state that you can also do a recording using a smartphone. How you do it is that you prepare a slide from the computer and then you transfer the slide into the phone. You have a slide there and then you transfer it into your phone. Let's say you slide in your phone and then you voice over it. The problem with this method though is that you cannot use the cursor. For example, you can slide it like this, and then you voice over it. But then, let's say you want to pinpoint a particular space. Let's say you want to say that, okay, this value is big, this value is low, and you want to use a cursor. Normally, you cannot do it with smartphone because when you touch it, then it will stop. And that's the drawback of using a smartphone to record your presentation slide. It is possible though, it just is not as convenient as recording using your laptop or your computer. Back to the audio. The audio source, especially the microphone, when you do a recording, can come from two different origins. The first one is the system, meaning that your laptop, computer, and smartphone, And the second origin is the external device, like the earphone, like this, the earphone. Most of the earphone nowadays come with the microphone attached to it. Another example of external device is like the dedicated mic or the headset. So your first task is to find which one gives the best audio. Is it your laptop or is it your external microphone? It happened to me one time when I tried to record a video where I have this earphone attached to my laptop. But in the middle of the meeting, suddenly I take it out. What happened is that when you do that, there are system clash. Depending on your recording software, it might be intelligent enough to detect that conversion, or maybe it's not. What happened when I tried to look back at the recording after the meeting ended, I found that the audio is very clear before I take this out. But after I take it out, I hear nothing. So for the hardware, please make sure you take care of your audio. Okay, the third part is about the software. When you prepare a recorded presentation, you can use a software to either record your presentation or edit your presentation at the end of the recording. So in the table below, I list down some of the recording and also the editing software. Some software can record, some software can edit. Free, some are paid, but of course I will focus only for the free one, especially the PowerPoint 365. If you are IIUM student, you are eligible to get a free copy of the entire Office 365 suite. Inside that, you can have the PowerPoint, Excel, Word, and so on. If you have the older version of PowerPoint, you can still screen record your presentation. However, there are no webcam integration come with it, meaning that you cannot project yourself talking like this while projecting the slide. To record with the PowerPoint is very easy. Just launch the PowerPoint. For example, I launch my PowerPoint. Let's say open your slide, go to the slideshow tab and just click record slideshow. It will bring you to the recording page. On the recording page, you will see the red button up there. This is a recording button. So at the bottom here, you can see the camera icon. If you click this, you will see yourself will appear here. However, for this demonstration purpose, I cannot click that because my webcam now is used by another recording software. So it will clash. Once you're ready to record your presentation, you just click this recording button, the red recording button. The countdown will start. And now you are live. So testing 1, 2, 3. Once you finish, you can press stop. And you can replay your recording. Now you are live. So testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, so sounds good. Once you close your recording page, on the slide you will see there are speaker icon there. So basically, if you click now play, you are live. So you're basically replaying your narration. Once you finish, you can press stop. In order to save this in the video format, you simply go to the file and export. Export it, create a video, and then just click and go to desktop, and that's it. And depending how big is your file, you will see the video is start rendering. The bigger your file, the longer you need to wait. So because my file is very small, so you can see it now. So you can see the presentation just now is saved in MP4. You click that and now you are live. So testing. So now your slide presentation become the video. Once you finish, you can press stop. So that's how you prepare your recorded presentation using a PowerPoint 365. Unfortunately, if you want to edit your video, let's say you want to cut some portion of your video, maybe your video is too long, you want to cut some part and here and there, you cannot use PowerPoint. You need to use another software. There are 3 ways to do that. First, you can use your phone because nowadays there are a lot of apps, editing apps in your phone. So you can just transfer your slide, your video into your phone and then you edit there. You cut. Or if you are a Windows user, you can use a video editor that's built into the videos program. For example, here you just type video editor. So you see the video editor app there. You open this video editor. So in the video editor, you create a new video project. name your video, just skip that, and you see project library and storyboard. So what you do is you take the video clip that you made just now, you add into the library by dragging it in, and then from the library you drag this further into the storyboard. Once you do that, you will see the preview on the right side here. Let's say now you want to remove the black part here. What you do is that you go to the trim, and you see the slider at the bottom here. The blue slider, the blue line here, represent the portion that you want to maintain. So let's say you don't want this black one, so you just go here. So you want to preserve this part only. So you just click done. So now the entire clip is only the blue part. So if you go here, you are live. So testing 1, 2, 3. Once you finish, you can press stop. So now the black part is trimmed. So that's how you cut the unwanted part using a video editor that normally come in with the Windows. For the Macs, I'm sorry, you need to ask Dr. Firdaus. If your aim is to just trim and cut certain portion in your presentation video clip, I believe video editor can do the job. But if you want to do a fancy editing, for example like this, you need to up your game. You need to find another software. Even though you can see the tab option here is quite limited. For example, if I click that, and if I want to type something, I type Malaysia here, you are restricted to use what they have. For example, the layout is only on the top, on the bottom, on the side, and in the middle or whatever. So you cannot really custom position your text, and also you cannot change the color. So it's quite limited in that way. One of the advantages of doing a recorded video is that you don't need to finish everything in one day. As you can see, I'm wearing a different shirt, meaning that a different day. So back to editing. Let's say you want to up your game. Which editing software is available outside there, which is free, that can be used? So you open your browser, Google free video editing software, and then from here you see the number one. So free video editing software is the Edit Video Like a Pro. So sounds good. So you click that. So what is this? This is Filmora. So you read along, transform your video into a piece of art with simple drag and drop. So you like that, so you click free download, and then you open it. If this is the first time you opening an advanced video editor, this might be quite intimidating. Most of the advanced video editor, Adobe or whatever, they always have the library part here, the preview part next, and at the bottom there will be the editing part. So you can just import your presentation slide video inside the library, and then from that you just drag down. Down here is a slider. When you move it, it will change the preview depending where you are in the timeline. So let's say you want to remove the black part, so you just go to the transition. So you just go here, and then you just click cut, and then basically you can move, and then you can even delete it. So you can see now it streamed the video like what you did in the Windows video editor before. The editing concept that is used by most of advanced video editor is layer. Let's say this book represents your video, and this transparent film is your layer. When you do editing, you don't want to mess with your original video. By having a layer, you can put the element on the layer and then combine it with the book. So let's say I want to add something on top of this video. So I just write something on the layer, and then I combine it like this. If I want to add more, I just add another layer on top of it. The advantage of this method is that, let's say you want to remove the first edit. So you just remove the first layer. When you do that, the second layer is still intact. That's how video editing and photo editing works. If you keep in mind about layer properties during video editing, then the rest will be easier. For example, let's say I have here an image and I want to put it on top of my video, but I want to put it in such a way that it appears in the middle of my video. So I just slide this slider to the middle, and then I take this image, drag it down here, and then now you can see the image on top of the video. But then the image is too big, so I can resize it easily, and I can move it wherever I want. The reason why I can do this is because this image is living on its own layer. It doesn't blend with the original video, so you can do this easily. This cannot be done in Windows video editor before, because in Windows editor the text that you put is living on the video itself. But now, because the image here or the text or whatever reason is living on its own layer, then you can easily move it wherever you want. Let's say now you want to add text to this video, so you just go to the text feature, so just drag it down, and you can see now the text appear here. So you can double click and type whatever you want, for example here, and then you can change all the style, color and everything, and also you can position the text wherever you want. And because video have time aspect to it, so you can move, you can decide when you want this tag or image appear in your video. For example, let's say you want the text appear earlier, click this and then you just drag like that, so you have the text appear earlier. And then if you go through and you see the video come later. Once you finish with editing, you can preview your video by clicking the play button here. Now you are live. So testing 1, 2, 3. Once you finish, you can press stop. Once you're satisfied with the final product, you can combine everything into a new video. Because even though this presentation here is itself is a video, but during your editing, you combine this presentation video with the image and also the text. So now you want to create a new video having all of them combined. So this is called rendering. So what you do is that you click export here. It's loading. And then you get this. Yeah, because we use a free one, so it will ask you which format that you want to convert your video to. So we choose MP4 and then you export and then you check your video. Now you are live. So testing 1, 2, 3. There are big watermark there. Once you finish, you can press stop. The video is working well, but you just need to leave with this watermark thing, which is not professional when you want to submit your FYP presentation. You don't do that. So in this table here, you can see the free editing software called DaVinci. This is free and also have no watermark to it. If you open DaVinci Resolve, you will see that the layout used share the same characteristic with the Filmora that we see before. You have the library panel where you can drag and drop your image or video, and then you have the preview panel and timeline. Once you finish, you just convert it into MP4, and once you finish rendering, you can open the video file. Now you are live. So testing 1, and 2, you 3. See there are no watermark. Once you finish, so that's basically conclude about the software that you can use for preparing your recorded video. Everyone have PowerPoint, so I think that will not be a problem. But if you want to edit your video, then you need to find another software aside PowerPoint. So part 4 is about recording environment. So here I want to touch about preparation before you do a recording. So the first is about scripting, whether you should script or you're not scripting. Have you ever wondered that some YouTuber can speak very confidently, very fluently without any mistake? Some of them, true, they are very gifted, but many of them also using a teleprompter like that. So having the teleprompter really take a lot of the burden. You can just read teleprompter or not. The key here is scripting. For your FYP presentation, should you script or you should not? Scripting here meaning that you really write down everything in detail, whatever you want to say in detail. So should you do it or should you not? Some argue scripting make you become less natural. For what you can do for your recorded FYP presentation, I think that scripting is quite useful for you because first, you can edit. Second, remember this is final presentation, so you want it to be polished and so on. During the live presentation, like what your senior did previously, when they need to go and present in front of the audience, then scripting, reading the notes during the presentation might not be well advised. But when you do recorded video, you don't need to be in the video. I mean, whether you on your webcam or not is up to you. If you don't, then I believe that scripting is really the way to go. You will sound very polished and confident. After all, it's a recorded video. You can edit it. You can really scripting it very well. So take advantage of that. As for me, at the beginning, I try to script. I do write everything that I want to say on the paper. But then, when I see back the recording, I realize that I need to turn around here and there, here, and go to facecam, which is quite annoying, at least for me and maybe for you also if I do that. So I end up tossing that script and just talk. And because of that, I need to take many footage and then do the lot of editing compared to when if I do scripting, then the editing will be minimal. If you choose to turn on the camera during doing a recorded presentation in order to make it more engaging with the audience, then you need to at least do the hard work memorizing whatever you want to say. But if you're good enough in speaking spontaneously, then be it. But if you choose not to on the camera, then for me, scripting is the way to go, because people don't know whether you read the notes or not. I mean, people just see the slide and your narration. As for the time limit, I think you need to ask your coordinator for further confirmation. What I know, for proposal and progress presentation, the duration will be around 5 minute presentation and 2 minute question and answer, whereas for the final presentation, it should be like 8 minutes presentation and 7 minute question and answer. But for this, to confirm, you need to really ask your coordinator, because every semester it will change. Okay, talking about the environment preparation for your recording, I think for the slide it will not be a problem, because your slide is in your laptop or in your phone during the recording, so it will not be affected anyway. But the audio will be affected greatly, especially due to this. That is the fan. Make sure the noise from the fan is not overwhelm your narration. When you want to start to do recording, go to your room, close the door, so that we can't hear your sibling or your parent calling you during the recording. The fifth part, the last part, is about post-processing, the editing part. I think I've covered that, so I just give you a summary. If let's say this pie chart is your total editing work, 90% of it is cutting and deleting. The analogy here is like writing. Good writing doesn't come from the first draft. Normally, after your 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th draft, then your writing will be sound polished. Similar with the video. When you see the film outside there, they have the good scene and here and there. It's because of editing, the cutting part. So that's why for me, the most important editing skill that you need to have is deleting. So let's conclude this video. I hope this video helped you in some way to prepare your recorded presentation for your FYP. Maybe your first recorded presentation in your life, like what I experienced now. Bear in mind, this video is about how to prepare your recorded presentation, not what or the content of your recorded presentation. That might be a different video. On that note, thank you for watching.